This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Diemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, and Little Blue Bird Studios. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Seven minutes and 18 seconds to play in the first quarter. No score, but Blue Ridge is threatening, and now might have to go with one play anyway without the quarterback. And P.J. London, who already has 48 yards on the ground, 1 for 2 from the air for just 3 yards. But Blue Ridge is being awarded a very generous amount of time to try to get him patched up, and now I think that's going to be all they get, as Mitchell will go under center, and Marbello is lined up behind him. Mitchell tries to go run up the middle, but it's still the big surge. He'll give him a couple of yards as he's brought down outside the 5. Call it a 2-yard gain. Makes it 3rd down and goal from the 6. London is back on the field 4 receivers set, 3 going to the right side. Mitchell just behind London in the shotgun as they fake the handoff to Mitchell, rolling to the right, now throwing it into the end zone where it was deflected. Martinez was the intended receiver. I believe that was Chase Irving.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he was looking. If he was throwing to Martinez, he threw behind. Had a couple of receivers, one deeper than the other, but just not a well-placed pass.
Already with 1 4th down conversion underneath. They're going to go again with everybody on the line of scrimmage. London starts running to the right, now retreats. He's going to come back to the left side where he's got an open field all the way into the end zone for the score. Touchdown, Blue Ridge.
That's great read by P.J. London. It's that loaded right this time with that power sweep we saw earlier, but he sees the backers come up quickly, and P.J. recognizing that just decides to reverse field and is able to beat the defender to the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, he had now rushing for 54 yards. And Snowflake's going to have to keep somebody on him. They're just going to have to spy him out, I think. That time they just sold out on that first move to the right as he's in to try to complete it with an extra point. I believe that is Mitchell they're holding as it is down and up and good. 2 4th down conversions successfully completed by Blue Ridge. 6:37 as they score on the opening drive and now lead 7-0. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
All right. So after the Lobos had a great first play from scrimmage, wound up punting it after just 3 plays. Alternatively, Blue Ridge converts 2 4th down plays. He's able to get it into the end zone to lead now 7-0.
Solid first drive for the Yellowjackets on their first possession. Ate up a lot of time, but more importantly, just good, sound running game. And you could see they tossed the ball around a little bit, passing enough to open up some of those outside rushes that PJ was able to really kind of highlight that possession with.
McKinley again back, this time between the 5-yard line and his goal line. Has to run up to this one, almost to the 10, then retreat back to get his hands on it. Now as he steps to the left, gets over the 20, still on his feet now, finally dragged down at the 24. And Snowflake with similar field position to where it was on its initial possession, and really at this point in need of, if nothing else, a couple movements of the chains. This can't be like had happened last week for the Lobos, where they're playing a ball control Thatcher team, even though that they were having a really hard time offensively. Thatcher just wasn't able to take full advantage of it. But that was a very quick strike there by the Yellowjackets, and they're going to say that it's on the 25-yard line. So here comes Cantrell as the handoff is given to McKinley. Spinning around, he runs into a bunch of bodies at the line of scrimmage, but still fights his way out for a 3-yard, maybe 4-yard gain.
Really just going up middle of the Blue Ridge defense on that carry. A lot of bodies, but again, not a bad gain, about 3 yards for the Lobos.
Split backs on either side of Cantrell, who's in the shotgun. 2nd down and 6. Handoff again goes to McKinley, and he is again met in the backfield by a trio of Jackets.
Great gang tackling by the Yellowjackets. At least 5 jerseys back there. Doing a great job of just shutting down that edge. McKinley had no chance of getting outside on that play.
So 3rd down and 10. And the Lobos in the last 2 weeks, well, 1 week and 1 drive, have not had an awful lot of success on 3rd and long. Receivers on either side as Cantrell wants to swing it out to McKinley. Now he's going to tuck it. Gets over the 25, met before he gets to the 30, and brought down after a respectable 4-yard gain, but he needed 10.
Austin Slaughter with an outstanding open field tackle there once Cantrell decides to leave the pocket. He's really patient, is Slaughter, stepping up and just making a great open field tackle.
But neither side seems particularly energetic, but the way that the Lobos are coming off the ball just, again, just looks lethargic. As back to receive this one is Martinez. Ready to kick it away again is Crockett, hoping for a little bit of a better snap as it's again high, but he's able to get underneath that one. This time put up a much better kick that's hanging up. Martinez takes it at the 39. Has a couple of blocks as he comes to the near side, gets to the 50. Steps around one man, now is still on his feet as he walks down the sideline to the 40 and eventually pushed out of bounds all the way down to the Snowflake. They're going to say he got down to the 36. How did he stay in bounds?
Yeah, he was really close to the sideline there, did an outstanding job of staying inside. And a great starting field position here for Blue Ridge. As you mentioned, the 36 of Snowflake.
The Lobos really need to give themselves a shot in the arm here. They're going to have to come up with a big defensive stop. 4 receivers set. London drops back, looks right, throws over the middle, wide open, and caught at the 25, brought down at the 20 as the open man and reception is had by Esparza.
As you mentioned, wide open right in the middle of the field behind where a linebacker would have been. I think maybe Snowflake was blitzing on that play, completely vacating the middle of the field, and great eyes by PJ to find that open receiver.
18 yards on that Mount Mobile Autoglass first down. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. 7-0. Blue Ridge already leading, and again in the red zone. Fake the handoff now, rolling to the right, throwing toward the corner of the end zone where it's caught, but out of bounds.
He's going to be out of bounds, but that was an outstanding catch by Slaughter. Just not enough room to be able to stay in.
Oof. I wish we could get a look at that one. I think that he was obviously out of bounds, but I just wanted to watch the throw and catch because that was 2 very athletic moves by both of those young men. Sets up those 2nd down and 10. As Snowflake trying to crowd the line of scrimmage a little bit. 3 receivers just off to the left of the line. As the handoff will be given to Esparza. He sends a straight arm into one Snowflake tackler, but can't get away from the second as he's brought down for a 1-yard loss.
Chase Irvin of the Lobos on the outside there. He's the one that's able to grab that jersey and drag down Esparza.
So this Blue Ridge offense, which already has successfully converted on 4th down twice, looking at 3rd and 11. This seems as if it's certainly within London's leg, as there's a 5 receiver set and an empty backfield. Watch out for London to try to make something happen with his legs as he takes a short drop from the shotgun, looking to pass the whole way, now pressured, runs up in the pocket, now runs it to the left. Still looking to throw it upfield as he's going to push it out of bounds at the 20-yard line before, well, he actually turned the corner and got all the way out to the 17.
Taryn Green on the pursuit by the Lobos to catch London at that sideline.
So a 4,
yeah.
Guess it'll be just a 2-yard gain. And facing 4th down, they're calling it 9. The football seems as if it's moved further upfield than the yard marker. Or am I having a hard time being this close to the field? My depth perception is not great.
That's about right.
London going to have this one with the line of scrimmage said to be the 17. So this would be about a 33-yarder. No, it's a fake as the snap goes directly to him, starts moving it to the right side. Snowflake stringing him out, and he's not going to get there.
Good defensive coverage by the Lobos. At least 4 defenders there on the pursuit. Good angles of pursuit. Just, more than anything, they're just trying to prevent London getting enough of a turn upfield to get that first down. So outstanding work by the Lobo defense.
Yeah, nobody fooled there. They had at least 4 players that were in hot pursuit as soon as that snap went back to the kicking London. So they're, after getting field position to begin at the Snowflake 36, the Lobos don't yield any points. 3:15 to go here in the first quarter. They trail 7-0, still looking for the first down. Trips coming to the right, single man on the left. Single back in the pistol is Green, who gets the call, starts moving to his left, runs through one tackler, still was on his feet as he spun down. shy of the 20. London there with the tackle, but a good gain there for Green on his first effort, 6 yards.
That's P.J. London having to come up from his safety position to make that shoestring tackle. Good pursuit from the inside by some of the backers. Otherwise, a great move by Green just to get that yardage.
2nd down, 4. They're inverting the formation of the Lobos as Noah Baum is the lone man on the near side, but instead they're going to give it to Green again, having to make a man miss right at the line of scrimmage, and I think they're going to say forward progress. Took him out to the 22-yard line, but it'll set up a big 3rd down and maybe 3.
Great interior line play that time by Roland Palmer for the Yellowjackets, coming over to make a good hit. Really sealing off that interior.
This is the best opportunity for the Lobos to pick up one of those Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first downs. Same formation, Baum, the lone man on the near side, as they're going to look first to the left, now to the right. As Cantrell tries to direct traffic, he's got some space along the near sideline, caught at the 50 and spun down by Martinez. But what communication there by Cantrell and his receiver, though a flag is waiting back at the line of scrimmage, and that seems to be in the neighborhood of holding.
I don't know if you noticed, but Cantrell gave a little fake there to the receiver. I don't know if that was a set play to draw the defender in.
To go.
That exactly. But the defender moved up, which allowed that receiver to blast through to get over the top.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense.
Well, that's the danger.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Yeah, I think that might have been set up as a kind of a short screen to the outside. That's probably why they had some linemen downfield after Cantrell decided to drop back after that pump fake.
It's one of those plays that when you draw it up on the playground, it looks so cool, but there's nobody throwing flags on the playground. So Snowflake's first penalty takes away the first down the Lobos would have. Clock's under 2 minutes to go, and now facing 3rd down and 7. 3 receivers right off the line on the left. Baum again, the lone man. There's
nice
a low
pressure.
snap. Cantrell is able to get his hands on this one now. He's going to try to cut it upfield, but there's 2 tacklers waiting for him as he crosses the 20. Slaughter and Roman are there for the Yellowjackets, as going to have to now bring the punting unit back out. They were able to get those 5 yards off of the penalty back, but not enough.
Marbello, number 24 for Blue Ridge, really helped blow that play up early. Good pressure from him. He's what's his size on here? 5'6", 150. But he's just fearless going in there against those big linemen. Did a great job of busting up that play.
Martinez waiting at his 40. As Crockett, who's had a busy first quarter, again a high snap, this time pressured as he kicks this one away, bounces at the 50, and will be brought down at the 45 there by some good coverage from the Lobos. But boy, they are living dangerously with a lot of these high snaps. Blue Ridge, as is the case with the passing attack from the Lobos, able to get men back there, and same with the punting unit. It's getting a little bit more congested with each effort.
Yeah, they're making Crockett work back there. But he's doing a great job of hauling in those high snaps and getting some punts off.
7-0. The Yellowjackets have been in control of this first quarter. Previous drive started at the 35 but stalled inside the 20. Now beginning this one on their own 45. Trips going to the right side. Single man on the left. Can't see who that is as London has Mitchell lined up right behind him from the shotgun. Fake the handoff. Now he's going to serve as a lead blocker, but London is grabbed and held and brought down rudely, and I bet that was Ruiz.
He ran into someone that just was like a wall. I think that's whoever's on the bottom there. Number 76, Ruiz. Great job by Bradley. Basically just a wall there that P.J. London ran into and stopped dead.
2nd down and 9. I think the Yellowjackets have to get one more play off. As from the shotgun, this time moving the pocket to the right side, looking down the field. Ball fake. Now he's going to wind up, throw this one toward the sideline. No, it'll be dropped in. Would have been enough for a first down, but unable to hang on to it is Slaughter.
Well-placed pass by P.J. Put it right there, right on the numbers. Slaughter had to go down to get it, but again, P.J. just tried to get the ball away from the defender, and Slaughter just not able to pull that in.
18.9 seconds left here in the first quarter. London now just 2 for 6 for 21 yards, but that last one was hardly his fault, as that should have been good for some movement of the chains. Now with an empty backfield, big hold here on the near sideline. Pressure coming from the edge, as now London's got to tuck this one. Runs away from one tackler, and it somehow avoids getting brought down, but will go out of bounds along the Blue Ridge sideline, having picked up a couple of yards. I don't know how he first wasn't brought down for a loss, and I don't know how he got positive yardage out of that. He made 2 Snowflake tacklers look silly.
Well, big collision on the sideline with Ruiz, David Ruiz, who looks like he's going to go out here. There's a big collision between those two guys. But with 4th down now, Blue Ridge at their 47. They're going to drop back to punt here.
Lyman now between his 15 and 20-yard lines, as London has this one, a high hanger that will bounce at the 20 and then get knocked down by one of the Yellowjackets. 3 seconds now remaining in the first quarter, and Snowflake with still another opportunity, trailing just 7-0 despite not yet having moved the chains and having allowed a long drive by the Yellowjackets, keeping them out of the end zone on a short field, and that time a little bit more of a typical defensive stand that you'd think the Snowflake coaching staff might be a little bit more proud to hang its hat on. But now they got to get the offense moving after the defense looks like it's starting to figure things out. But hold the phone, the officials are still huddled up, and I'm not sure what exactly they may disapprove of.
I think they're trying to sort out the mark here.
Well, it was initially touched by one of the Yellowjackets, I think closer to the 20, and I think that might be the conversation, but they're just going to settle on where it was initially spotted at the 21. So this should be the final play. Pistol formation here with Green deep. 3 receivers going out wide right. Bomb the lone man near the sideline here, off to the right. As Cantrell takes the snap, again looking at Baum as he throws a fastball that he couldn't hang on to, and that will be the way the first quarter ends. Snowflake trailing Blue Ridge 7-0 after 1. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Diemer's Glass in Lakeside. Diemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Diemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
All right, 5 seconds here from Geronimo, guys.
Ready to begin the second quarter with Blue Ridge leading Snowflake 7-0. The Lobos quarterback Hayden Cantrell 1 for 3 for 9 yards. That was on the first play from scrimmage, so it ought to be noted that he had a 20 or 25-yard gainer that was pulled off of the field because of a illegal man downfield. That would have been the only first down that Snowflake had been able to pick up. Blue Ridge, alternatively, had said at the beginning with the Ace Hardware keys to the game that it was going to be P.J. London who was going to be required to do an awful lot of the legwork, and he has done that literally. 9 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown. Also 2 for 6 for 21 yards through the air, but he's had a couple of drops. And Snowflake trying to console itself by saying the last few possessions for the Yellowjackets have been better, but now trying to get the offense to follow in suit. The last possession or play on this series was a heater thrown by Cantrell that was not able to get his hands on there by Baum. Now as they're going to try to start the offense going to the far side, Green catches this one on a late pitch, but he's knocked out of bounds almost immediately. And it'll be 3rd down and 10.
Just really no room there for Green after he gets the pitch. Blue Ridge with great pursuit. Just really not, again, allowing Green any room to turn upfield.
Also stops the clock at 11:52. So they say he gets 1 positive yard out of that one. Bombed the lone man off on the right in this passing down. Matched up with Martinez is instead going to throw this one out to McKinley, who's got this one while pirouetting along the 25 and eventually stumbles down to the 35. 14-yard gain and the first Mountain Mobile Autoglass first down for the Lobos.
That's just a quick slant route with the ball going right between the corner and the linebacker. Really quick pass by Cantrell. Spot on to get that reception.
7-0, Blue Ridge still in front as the Lobos are again trying to start the offense. I think that somebody was in movement before that one had been snapped, as Cantrell keeps this one for a respectable gain of 5, but let's see if it stands.
Well, the backfield official, the first to throw that flag, so I think you're right on that call. Yep, motion against the Lobos.
Illegal motion on the offense. Number 68 wasn't set prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay the down.
Got a score, Round Valley leading Sholo 17-0. They just lost to Safford last week, correct? It was a close one, but 14-12 losers last week, so nice rebound here by the Elk as it's 1st and 15 after the second Snowflake penalty. Again working from the pistol formation. Bomb with some space off on the right. Shotgun snap and a 5-step drop. Now winding up and going over the middle looking for Bomb as he was contacted and looking for a flag, but I think that was just well overthrown and uncatchable.
Good coverage by Martinez for Blue Ridge on Bomb.
2nd and 15 now. Snowflake seems as if it's been trying just about everything to try to get this offense going. They've gone off to the edge with some quick runs. They've tried to go up the middle on some dive plays. Now they're really trying to use Cantrell's arm as he takes the shotgun snap, again drops back, looking to this time to the far side where Baum had fallen down, and this pass is then wide and incomplete.
Baum on that inside cut, losing his footing and just not able to get up in time. The ball was right there, but just not able to recover in time to get his hands out to catch that pass. So Snowflake here with 3rd and long. Clearly in another passing situation. We'll see what Blue Ridge decides to do pressure-wise.
Late entry off the sideline for the Lobos is Josh Solomon, as he looks like he's going to line up as a tight end. Green, the lone back, and I believe that is McKinley, also off of the left of the line. As there's this quick drop, everybody is out looking for a pass as this one's thrown to McKinley. Catches this one over the 40 as he spun down over the 45 and might have enough. He needed 15, and his inertia had him spinning over one tackler that had gone low while he was brought down high from behind, and he's going to pick up the Mountain Mobile Autoglass first down as a result.
Good speed after the catch, good run after the catch to get that first down. The defender for Blue Ridge was in pursuit, trying to track him down, but just great speed by McKinley to be able to bust off that first down.
7-0, Blue Ridge leading 1 minute into the second quarter as scrimmage is the 47-yard line of the Lobos. Cantrell again in trouble now as he's moving all through sorts of traffic before falling forward and somehow is able to avoid 4 or 5 different would-be sackers, but picks up 1 positive yard instead.
Heisler ultimately able to finish him off for the Yellowjackets, but again, between the defensive line and those backers coming up, just outstanding pressure.
Looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage and nothing more. Still in Snowflake territory. Line of scrimmage remains the 47 as they'll again go from the pistol. But this has been a pass-heavy series for the Lobos as Cantrell fakes the hand or pass and throws to the instead. Hands it off to Green, who looks like he lost the football, but they're going to say he was down at the 50.
Taryn Green with the carry.
Picks up 3, and disaster again averted here by the Lobos, who've been living dangerously throughout this first half.
Ronan Palmer there.
3rd down and 7. Had already converted on 1 3rd and long. That was a pass to McKinley, who has all 3 of the receptions that Cantrell has been able to complete for 39 yards. He's in the backfield, though, as they fake the handoff to him. Now quick drop looking to the right side and another air-mailed pass. This one looking like he was trying to find Solomon. It's incomplete to set up 4th and 7.
Well, it was good timing out on that sideline, right? The receiver was there, but again, just the high pass from Cantrell.
So Crockett going to come out having had 3 punts in the first quarter. All 3 involved snaps that were challenging all of his 5 feet 8 inches. Back to receive Martinez, walking backwards, now settling around the 14 as there is a low snap, and it's had by Crockett, who puts a foot into this one. Approaching is Martinez as he's runner up along this one to the 15-yard line. And it's where Blue Ridge is going to begin with its worst field position as we check in with Ron Everingham.
On the over here on the Snowflake sidelines, coaches are talking to the quarterback just about calming down a little bit, getting his feet set because he's throwing over everybody, and so he just looks like he's maybe got some nerves.
Good stuff, Ron. PJ London has not been so afflicted. 2 for 6 for 21 yards, 9 carries, 62 yards, and the game's lone score as he takes the snap, now pushes this one out. A shovel pass had by Marbello, but wait a minute, a flag is down, thrown by the far linesman, and he threw that one about 5 yards upfield. I think that one of the Yellowjackets may have been trying to trip.
Josh Sullivan.
Ineligible player downfield on the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
So the Yellowjacket second flag makes it 1st and 15.
Well, it was a great design play with that little shuffle, with London pulling him to the outside and then able to push that little shuffle pass to the inside. But unfortunately, the flag will pull them all the way back to about their 11-yard line.
Offset backfield in the pistol formation as Mitchell was back there, but it looks like a broken play. No, it was, I think, set up to go to Slaughter. No, that's Esparza. I don't know. Was that busted?
I think so. It looked like you wanted a back there to fake the handoff. Esparza was actually pretty open in the flat, just rushed the pass a little for another incompletion for London.
Snowflake now a couple of plays away from turning the field around. As London going with the same formation, 3 receiver set, 2 going wide left, drops back toward the goal line, letting everybody run upfield now as he's going to unload. Slaughter going with some awfully handsy defense there being applied by Solomon, but likewise was Slaughter, and I think they're just going to let him play on. I think that's a good call.
Well, London with tons of time, really no pressure at all from Snowflake on the rush there. He's able to cut loose with a pretty good pass downfield. Unfortunately, the receiver just not anywhere close to catching up to it.
Marbello hustles off the field as he is replaced by Gunnar Martinez, who's going to go join 2 other receivers left of the line. Mitchell in the backfield, 3rd and 15, as the shotgun snap is had by London. Now this time pressured, flush from the pocket, starts coming to the near side, gets away from one arm tackle as he's forced out of bounds at the 20. Taryn Green there to slow him as it's a 7-yard gain. But the Lobos get the stop. Well, this just became a little bit more interesting as the Lobos have been having a hard time really getting the offense going, but they're a pretty good punt return here from having an awful lot of a field position advantage that has not yet been enjoyed, though they did have a drive stall at midfield. They got Lyman and Stewart back to receive this London kick, who's going to be able to, again, have some time, put a nice high hanger into it. And now Lyman watches this one take a huge Blue Ridge bounce, runs back and takes this one to all the way back to the 15, looking for some blocking help as he curls it up to the far side, runs over the 30, and is horse-collared, it looked like. Is there a flag down?
Looks like Mitchell, or is that Mitchell? It's hard to see the number from up here. Cody Wallace, actually Andy Hoffmeyer as well for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets, able to, in pursuit, finally drag him out of bounds or bring him down at least. But that was a great punt by London, as you mentioned, not only with the air time, but then after it hits the field, it took a huge Blue Ridge bounce to force the receiver way back.
That hang time is something that I'm not sure Lyman's ever seen before. was camped underneath that one for a while and started getting really happy feet. So what could have been pretty good field position is going to be now reasonably good field position at the Snowflake 35, 8:39 to go. Pitch this one to Green as he's looking for some blocking help. Now weaving his way through traffic, goes over the 40 and jumps toward the 45 and is close to a first down.
Well, that's one of the better runs tonight for the Lobos. Great read by Green. Really patient getting to the outside. And once he puts that foot into the ground to turn upfield, he had a nice alley and made the most of it.
We'll say it's a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the half. Blue Ridge leading the Lobos 7-0, but the Snowflake offense looking a little bit more confident. Handoff again goes to McKinley, but this time met in the backfield and does a nice job forcing his way out for just a yard.
Good outside in pursuit from the outside by Slaughter that time for Blue Ridge to make the tackle on the inside.
Actually going to say he gained a little bit more than a yard. Call it second down and a short 9. As the Lobos again approaching midfield. This is right around where their previous drive had stalled. Going without a huddle as Cantrell, who is trying to get a hot hand on the previous drive, this time using Green's legs. Shotgun snap as they fake it to McKinley, and now he's going to avoid a tackler and throw this one out to a wide open man who's caught into Blue Ridge territory all the way down to the 34, brought down at the 20. McVicker. 33 yards on the gain.
McVicker just able to beat the defender. It looked like Martinez, Gunnar Martinez. Is that Martinez? Yeah, Gunnar Martinez out there at a corner position. But you got to credit Cantrell as well to find that receiver, getting around the defender. Another big play for Snowflake. Two of their best plays so far in this football game, back-to-back offensively.
7-0. They're trailing as their designed run for Cantrell, who gets hit hard by Herschel Gregg, was the first one there. Ronan Palmer also there as Cantrell, who's a pretty big dude, but he just got popped. And he hops up a little like he's no worse for the wear. His team's down 7-0.
Actually, may have lost about a yard on that carry. Again, good, as you mentioned, just outstanding penetration by Blue Ridge up front. We've been seeing Blue Ridge put pretty steady pressure on Cantrell pretty much all night, making him throw some bad throws and making him leave the pocket quite a bit.
McKinley and Green in the backfield. Shotgun snap as they're going to throw this one. It was a backward pass to McKinley. He's got to make a man miss, does so, but that allowed the pursuit to come and follow as he is going to be brought down for maybe a short loss.
Number 5, Jacob Kern for Blue Ridge tries to drag him down by the feet or cut his feet. Credit McKinley for staying up, but again, good pursuit by Marbello to close off the play. And again, Snowflake will lose another couple of yards on that play.
So third down and 12 after the loss. 5:43 to go. Snowflake with its best scoring opportunity, trailing 7-0. No first downs in the first quarter, but the second quarter has been a much different story. As they're using the pistol formation on 3rd and long. Trips to the right side, bomb the lone man on the left. Now Green goes out wide right. As Cantrell looks like he wants to try to run this one. Now he's going to throw this into traffic, and it's deflected, trying to find McVicker. Martinez got a hand on it, and that was a dangerous decision there by Cantrell.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Cantrell was trying to bait the defenders with his eyes or something, but he's throwing into double coverage on that play.
Broken up by Gunnar Martinez.
So Crockett's going to come out. We saw him score from 38 last week at Thatcher. They're saying that he has range out to 45, and this would be a 40-yarder. Cantrell would hold as Blue Ridge looks as if it's not completely certain that this is going to be a field goal attempt. As the snap is down, the kick is away. It has the distance.
Man.
And it's good. That might have been good from 50. Crockett gets the Lobos on the board. 7-3 they trail with 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com. 30.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
7-3. Lobos are able to get on the board after a 33-yard pass completed between Cantrell and McVicker. That came after a 3rd and 15 was converted by the Lobos and are on the board. Now, perhaps the bigger story after the way that the Yellowjackets marched down the field on their opening possession is 2 straight 3-and-outs having been tossed by the Snowflake defense. And perhaps here in the closing minutes of the first half, this is becoming a little bit more of a closer contest. Is this kickoff brought to you by Northland Pioneer Kickoff? When it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. As they're running straight up the middle is Mitchell before he's met at the 35. No, that's Kern who gets down to the 40. Big run there by Jacob Kern. And great field position to start here after giving up some points for the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets.
J.J. Lerman, number 15 for the Lobos, ultimately making the tackle on Kern. And had Kern been able to put a move on Lerma, he would have just had Green in front of him. So a good tackle there. But Blue Ridge, outstanding starting position here at the 40.
Still yet to move the chains since their drive stalled that had begun at the Snowflake 35. London with split backs behind him, everybody close to the line. Handoff goes to Mitchell. He's going to try to find some room over the left of the line and is spun down forward for a gain of 4, maybe 5. Just Mitchell's 4th effort as Owen Lunt slows that one, but 4 carries and 15 yards as a whistle stops play. And
Officials timeout.
Officials are asking for the clock to be stopped. As
We good?
I think the chain was a little bit tangled. Kern coming off the sideline. He got him this field position off of the kickoff return. He's going to go out wide to the left. As again using an offset formation from the pistol. Now 2 more receivers going off to the left and a lot of movement as Mitchell is also going to go off into the slot. Rolling in that direction is London. Now pressured. Starts moving to the right. Putting all the way back to the 25 before he is nearly tripped up by Baum. Still on his feet now as he's going back to the left. Has some room and blockers as he gets toward the 40 in the line of scrimmage. Now he'll be brought down shy of the line of scrimmage. He had to run about 40 yards to get that 2-yard loss.
Well, he's chased to one side of the field by Baum, who looked like he might get a sack deep. But credit PJ for staying alive at least and then turning back to reverse the field. But Green with just outstanding pursuit angle.
I mean, he not only ran from the far hash to the near sideline, but also 15 yards in the wrong direction before going all the way back to the far sideline. That's at least 40 yards. Now using a shotgun formation, facing a 3rd down and 12. That was actually a 7-yard loss as he takes the shotgun snap, short drop, and again pressured. This time tripped up. He's just going to throw this one into traffic, but it's going to make it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's good pressure by the Lobos that time from the outside. Payson Carden from that outside linebacker position beat his blocker right at the line of scrimmage, and London just really had to just scramble and ends up throwing the ball out of bounds for a while there. It looked like a floating duck.
Well, he wound up flat on his front and somehow was able to get that ball thrown 25 yards downfield before he hit the deck hard. He might just have had the wind knocked out of him, and now he's got to do the punting as he takes this snap, kicks this one away, and it's still a good one. This one approaching Lyman, fair catch with some man in his face. Hold your breath. He's able to hang on to it, and will give the Lobos 4 minutes to work with a 77-yard field.
Ball's going to be spotted on about the 27.
Cantrell back out there, having now completed 5 passes for 72 yards. He's 5 for 11. The longest was a Nick McVicker catch that was good for 33. They've really been trying to lean on his passing attack here in the second quarter as he's got Noah Baum, who's going to come line up wide to the right. He's lined up against Kern. I formation as Cantrell goes under center. Handoff goes McKinley, met in the backfield, runs through one tackler, now trying to get some room off to the right side, and spun down after some forward progress. The ball comes out late, but the official signaling he was down.
Trying to find that defender for Blue Ridge who came in really hard and fast from the outside. Actually behind the runner. I think that might have been Slaughter. But credit McKinley for just being patient and poking around in that offensive line where it was just all the gaps were plugged up, but he's able to scramble for a nice gain there.
Picks up 5, 2nd and 5 with the clock running at 3:30. 7-3, Blue Ridge leading. Lobos again using the pistol. 3 receivers out wide left and bombed the lone man off on the right. Cantrell takes the snap, wants to set up another screen. Hard pass head by McKinley, moves away from one tackler, still on his feet as he gets over the 35 and is brought down toward the 40. Has a Mountain Mobile Autoglass first down.
Again, nice carry after the catch, run after the catch by McKinley that time. Able to get another first down for the Lobos.
That's McKinley's 5th reception for 46 yards. Stopped out of bounds, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half, 7-3. This is a very important possession, not just because it gives the Lobos an opportunity to try to take the lead here for the first time, but Blue Ridge, which won the toss, set to get the kick. So we're going to try to not allow them any opportunities now as a keeper goes to the right side. Cantrell runs into a couple of blockers and tacklers and is eventually stopped at the 45. Picks up 8 yards. Slaughtered there with the stop.
Well, and the best offensive possession for the Lobos of the whole game was their previous possession where they're finally able to get some points up, and they're doing really well still here with just the running game for the most part.
Going to say that was a 7-yard gain, 2nd and 3. Clock on the move at 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Not a lot of hurry here from the Lobos. This is a short drop from the gun. Looking to the far side where it's caught again by McKinley. Along the far sideline, he's over the 30 and brought down by Martinez at the 24.
McKinley able to, again, beat Martinez at the sideline there, able to get behind that corner, and credit Cantrell for finding him open down the sideline and giving him a nice lead. Hit him in stride, and Gunnar Martinez on a foot race there, ultimately able to tackle him, but another big gain by the Lobos here.
6th catch for McKinley for 75 yards. 1st and 10 after the Mountain Mobile Autoglass first down. 7-3, the Lobos are trailing, but are approaching the red zone with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in the half. Again from the pistol is Cantrell now moving up in the pocket. Going to be flush going to the right side. Knocked down trying to get to the sideline, but he did not quite make it. Roman stopped him before he could dive out of bounds and stop the clock. But a 6-yard gain on first down for Cantrell.
Like Christian Roman there on the stop.
Another update on that Round Valley game. Now Round Valley up 31-0 against Sholo.
Hot dog. Minute and 44 seconds left. Inside the 20 go the Lobos. Handoff Green as he's got a big space going up the middle. Now cutting it off to the left side, looking for some blockers. He's over the 5, diving for the end zone. He's in for the score.
Touchdown, Lobos.
Big run by Green that time. A lot of room once he gets through the line of scrimmage. Just kind of sorts his way through linebackers and safeties and everyone else. Outstanding run by Green to get the first touchdown of the night for the Lobos.
Boy, I have not seen 2 quarters be played at such polar opposites as this one has. It looked like the first quarter was just going to be all Blue Ridge. Snowflake particularly having a hard time offensively. Now it's the Yellow Jacket offense, which has been stymied. And here come the Lobos. Crockett back out to try to punctuate with the extra point. The kick is away and good. 10-7. Snowflake leading, having run off 10 straight points. Here with 1 minute and 31 seconds left in the half. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
Minute 31 seconds left. 10-7. Snowflake leading. It is the Yellowjackets who are now looking for their first down in a quarter. They had a good run on first down, but then all sorts of pressure from the Lobos forced London to run 40 or 50 yards laterally, and that slowed that drive. Then he wound up getting hit hard on a 3rd and long play. So he's so important to this Blue Ridge offense. Let's see if he's going to be able to continue to hang in there, as there's been more and more pressure coming from the Lobos. Now, that one looked like it was supposed to squib. Instead, it's going to be taken by one of the upmen. That's Esparza's. He's got all sorts of room coming up along the near sideline. Goes 20 yards down to the 40. I don't believe that was what was drawn up there, but great field position. 60 yards now separating Blue Ridge from reclaiming the lead, and an awful lot of time to work with it. 1 minute and 24 seconds left. Mitchell, who has been quiet, has 4 carries for 15 yards. Just 2 passes completed by London, but he's rushed for 62 yards as he is back and dropping and looking to set up a screen. Had by Kern as he's going to run up along the far hash and have this one into Snowflake territory, but a flag was thrown. And where's this one going?
Flag on the play.
Might be 2.
Well, they're talking to London.
That was Caleb Lyman, tackle on Kern.
All the Yellowjackets are moving back toward the original line of scrimmage, so that seems as if that's an admission of guilt. Could say no flag.
I think it's face mask or something.
There's no penalty for illegal lineman downfield as the ball never crossed the line of scrimmage in the air. The result of the play is a first down.
It's well explained.
There you go.
So that will wind up being a 15-yard gainer. And here comes London already. What? We now hold the phone. I don't think that they gave the officials to set everything up. Kern's first catch. He's had a big play on special teams as well. Minute remaining, and still 2 timeouts remaining for the Yellowjackets, who are trailing 10-7, but got the ball back into Snowflake territory for the first time since the first quarter. Indeed, since that big punt return. Got 3 receivers coming out wide to the right. London, who just completed his first pass since early in the first quarter. Short drop, looking to the right side, now pressured and going to be brought down shy of the line of scrimmage.
Is the ball loose? No.
And London with the keeper.
The biggest difference, I think, defensively for Snowflake has been the interior lineman. As a timeout will eventually be taken by Blue Ridge, the clock continued to run. I think they're probably going to have to. Well, there's some dirty looks being shot up from the Blue Ridge sideline into their home booth. That might have cost them 6 seconds.
Timeout. Blue Ridge.
I don't know if they're going to readdress anything that had happened with the clock. But can you recognize anything that's going on with these interior linemen with Snowflake? Is really just congesting everything. Meanwhile, the linebackers are really getting out to the edge and not allowing many lanes for London to run through.
Yeah, well, London, that time wasn't a very deep pocket for him. He just pretty much, it looked like he was looking for a quick route and obviously not able to throw. And ultimately that pocket just squeezed on him. It looked like he was going to try to run up the middle for a short gain, but just outstanding work by the interior lineman for the Lobos of just not leaving anything open to the inside.
Good contingent here from Snowflake. They're starting to make some noise. This has been a pretty mellow side over here.
Well, just in the last few possessions, the last couple for Blue Ridge have not gone well, whereas with Snowflake, a big momentum change for them where both of their last possessions have gone really well.
2nd and 12, and again pressure coming up there as it's going to squirt out of it, going up the middle of the pocket. Now throwing this one over the top where it's had by Esparza, caught at the 30 and spun out of bounds at the 25. Going to give a shout out here to Irvin, who looked like he was being grabbed and held as he is trying to continue to bring the pressure on to London, as that one takes this all the way out to the 26, so a 14-yard gain. Now 50 yards passing on the night for London, who's got 26.7 seconds to work with, moving the pocket to the left, throwing this one to a wide-open player, nearly timed and intercepted, though, by none other than McKinley, who's been the hottest of all Snowflake receivers, and that one almost looked like it was intended for him at one point.
McKinley was on a line to step in front of that, and had he been able to get that interception, boy, it would have got scary for Blue Ridge on that sideline. But just a collision between McKinley and the intended receiver, so it'll be an incomplete pass. But again, Blue Ridge, 2nd and 10 here.
This is seemingly a passing situation with 21 seconds remaining in the half, and there's a short drop again by London. Nobody to throw to downfield, nearly brought down behind the line of scrimmage, gets away from that one, now throws this one toward the end zone where it's underneath. No, the ball is on the deck. Martinez was there, but he could not get his arms underneath.
London put that one on a rope, and he had to really to get it to the receiver away from the defender. Martinez making a good move to get to the corner, but just low enough, I think, where the receiver just couldn't get to it.
3rd down and 10. 10 seconds left, but 2 passes toward or in the end zone on consecutive plays. As Snowflake is going to take a timeout.
Snowflake.
They are running into a situation against a high school quarterback that doesn't have any problem not only getting the ball upfield 30 yards, but can do so with a lot of accuracy. And it's giving them their defensive backs an awful lot of time where they're going to have to try to defend, and it's really kind of playing into London's hands.
Well, really the only pass we've seen from PJ tonight where it probably was an ill-advised pass was that one down to the receiver down towards the end zone where he put it up for really that defender to McKinley looked like he might step out to get it. But other than that, PJ's been really accurate, especially on the, his ability to scramble to the sideline and throw is really impressive. That's a hard thing for a lot of these high school quarterbacks to do and still throw with accuracy and power, and he certainly has the arm to be able to do that. But Blue Ridge certainly now 3rd and 10 at their, the 27, with just 10 seconds left. They're going to have to keep it on the air here, you would think.
Yellowjackets do have 1 timeout, but just 10 seconds on the clock. That is enough time to try to get 2 passes in. As London going to again work from the shotgun. Marbello, the lone man behind him. Short drop looking for Mitchell. Now he's going to run out of time. Nearly brought down while gang tackled in the backfield and stopped for a loss.
Well, London that time was looking at one receiver. I think he was looking for Kern down the sideline, and the pocket just collapses on him.
Timeout. Blue Ridge.
Last timeout taken by Blue Ridge.
That's the final timeout of the half.
With 2 minutes remaining. No, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. So this is one last chance on 4th down to try to get this into the end zone. That time, all sorts of pressure brought by Snowflake out of the timeout taken by the Lobos, and I think that their sideline was noticing the same thing that we were, that these DBs were just having to defend for far too long.
How about? Looks like Blue Ridge is going to try the field goal here.
So where London is setting up, this would be...
Hey, Palmer, is the effects mic on?
About 47 yards. So this is an opportunity to tie it up. London actually will have this one at the 36, so this would be a 46-yarder in elevation. As the snap is down, the kick is away. It seems as if it has the distance. No. Snowflake celebrating as that was nearly good from 46 yards. Instead, the Yellowjackets will begin the second half with the football, though, trailing 10-7. As we will have our halftime conversation right after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Diemer's Glass in Lakeside. Diemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Diemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
I chose NPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist, and this is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
6.7 and NightTalk1067.com. Sholo is right now having its hands full with Round Valley. 31-0, the Elk are leading that one. But this is a much tighter ball game as Snowflake is leading Blue Ridge 10-7, and a ball game that had looked like it was going to be all Blue Ridge over the first 5 minutes. Then it looked like it was just going to be nip and tuck. But the last quarter, outside of that last desperate drive there by the Yellowjackets, it's been all Snowflake. Punt, can you determine what has been the biggest difference?
Well, Snowflake, to their credit, finally started getting their offensive rolling with some good runs, good passing game. Just kind of got settled in more than anything. We saw Cantrell in that first half made a few probably ill-advised passes, either by rushing maybe a little bit. I think early on, maybe a little nerves as well. Who knows, but you could clearly tell. I think you had even mentioned just kind of energy level in general was pretty low for Snowflake offensively. But these last 2 or 3 possessions clearly have taken the momentum and, done well with it. They're up 10-7. I mean, it could have been even worse, I think, in some regards. Blue Ridge just really started sputtering offensively, and I think a lot of that had to do with Snowflake finally being able to put pressure on P.J. London in the backfield and not allowing him big lanes to run. They're doing a good job of containing him. And when he does leave the pocket, they have good pursuit angles and multiple guys tracking him down. So I think that's made a big difference for them. So the defensive line play for the Lobos has really picked up a lot just in those last few, certainly in the second quarter.
Let's revisit one of our Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations, Pine Top, Overguard, and Show. Most of the conversation was P.J. London, and it looked like he was going to be most of the conversation over that first drive. But it's interesting, as you talk about the Snowflake energy, when it really started to pick up was when they started to corral London a little bit. And I think that might have been that shot in the arm that we were talking about. Just like, hey, we can stay in front of this guy.
Yep.
Can they continue to do it, though? Because they've been getting to him. But if you're going to continue to bring that kind of pressure, you're going to allow him a pretty easy trip into the second level.
Well, and I think Blue Ridge, one thing they may be talking about too is they need to try to establish some sort of a running game besides just PJ. They've got backs that can carry the ball. We saw, a few times there where Maribal and then Mitchell, where Mitchell, I don't even know how many touches he's had in that first half, but it wasn't many. Yeah, 4. So, I mean, that's something I think the coaches may be thinking about, not – I mean, PJ will do what PJ can do. He's a great athlete, but it can't be so PJ-centric because it's just going to make it a little bit easier for that Snowflake defense.
On the other side of it, it's interesting as almost all of the quarterback conversation was directed toward London. Cantrell, who looks the part. I mean, if you're going to cast somebody as a high school quarterback, I think you would think of his frame before almost anybody else's. 108 yards, having been successful on 7 of 13 passes. His favorite target, rather interestingly, has been Mason McKinley. Before this, far and away his most coveted target, it was Noah Baum. I think he's only thrown in his direction once.
Yeah.
It's been McKinley, especially out of the backfield. What has made it so hard for Blue Ridge to keep their eyes on him?
Or when they do that trip set to one side, I think they send McKinley out on that as well. But in a lot of those big catches, big plays, where McKinley was able to burn the corners down the sideline, and credit Cantrell for finding them with some good touch passes. But those plays in particular have really helped the Snowflake offense in that first half.
You talk about how Mitchell for the Yellowjackets, Damon Mitchell, only 4 carries, 15 yards. On the other side of that, Taryn Green only has 6 carries. He only has 6 touches. They haven't got him to the ball in the air at all, but 54 yards. And most of those coming, about half of those coming on his touchdown run that was good from 23 yards out. What has made him so much more successful with only 2 more touches than has Mitchell?
Well, both of those backs, but Green in particular, you look at them when they get especially those handoffs on the inside, they're really patient with their blockers. They just don't slam a hole and keep their feet moving. They're really patient about finding those gaps. And in Green's case, it could be just the timing of the play calling, but he's been able to find space once he gets past that line of scrimmage, which is usually where everything's very congested. But he's done a great job of beating linebackers and corners and safeties. And, a lot of those plays he ends up tackling certainly at the third level. So, and good speed, of course, as well, doesn't hurt. But he's an explosive runner, but he's also a very patient runner in terms of finding his blockers and following those blocks. So he's been doing a great job there.
10 unanswered by Snowflake, though it ought to be noted the Blue Ridge did have an opportunity. A 46-yard field goal was not good by P.J. London. So the Lobos are leading 10-7 here at intermission. We'll continue our conversation after this. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear. How long you want?
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
When you think glass, think Diemer's Glass in Lakeside. Diemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Diemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because their prices were affordable. I've learned everything about the hair, skin, and nails. I've gained confidence in what I'm doing, so I'll be successful when I get out in the salon. This is an industry where I'll always have a job, and a job where I can express my creativity and make my own hours. I have transformed my life by coming to NPC.
I chose NPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's kind of crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center is a proud supporter of high school sports. Many of our local sports players were born at the hospital, where Summit Obstetrics offers comfortable individual rooms for mom and baby. In case of a sports injury, the hospital ER is always staffed and prepared to take on the most serious injuries, and Summit features an advanced diagnostics department with state-of-the-art equipment. The Summit Healthcare orthopedic and therapy teams can help sports players overcome injuries and return to the game. Summit Healthcare Regional Medical Center wishes all players a successful and healthy season this year.
Halftime winding down here at Blue Ridge. The Yellowjackets trailing Snowflake 10-7. As we take a look at now the keys to the second half. Ace Hardware keys to the game. 24/7 locksmith. Next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware. Your helpful place with 3 locations in Pine Top, Overgard, and Show Low. But before we do that, Ron has Coach Solomon.
Actually, down here with offensive coordinator Trevor Reddick, Coach Reddick. I got to believe that coaching staff was happy with that play that you guys had. I was talking to Coach Solomon before the game, and he just talked about how they want to keep PJ London, keep him short and keep pressure on him. Just overall, what's your take on your offense and how you played overall?
Offensively, I'd like to get the run going a little bit more, but they've got some stout guys up front. We had to kind of shuffle things around and throw the ball a little bit, and I feel like we're doing that pretty decent. PJ's an athlete, man. You you got to try to get him down in open space.
Anything to look for second half as far as adjustments or anything that you guys might be looking to do?
Nope, just going to play some Lobo football, finish off the game.
Okay. Good luck, Coach. Thanks for taking time with us. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Ron. And thanks, Coach Reddick. I believe 10-7. Now the Lobos are in there. Let's take a quick peek at some keys to the game. It doesn't look like they're putting any extra time on, so I think we might be. Oh, never mind. We'll put 3 more on.
Well, speaking of Snowflake, I mean, obviously, Coach Riddick highlighted what he felt, needed to be important for them offensively. I think defensively, that defensive line pressure that we saw the Lobos generate in that second quarter in particular. First quarter, I think, was pretty much Blue Ridge. The tide definitely turned in that second quarter, and you got to, I think, put a lot of credit on that defensive front for Snowflake. That's going to continue to be a key for them because of, putting the pressure on PJ and not letting him sit back in that pocket and throw passes, or more importantly, when he decides to scramble, you got to have players there ready to get after him. So that's going to certainly be one of the big keys for Snowflake. And then for Blue Ridge, I think, it's a close game, 7-10. Offensively, they really sputtered in that second quarter, did Blue Ridge. I think a lot of the credit goes towards the Lobos for helping create some of that. But I think offensively, like we had talked about earlier, Blue Ridge is just going to have to diversify a little bit. They just can't rely so much on the athleticism of their quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He can throw well. He can run well. But you can't just put everything, on him. And they have some tools there. They've got some receivers. We saw Blue Ridge try to, I think, go deep a lot with their passing game, so maybe shorten things up a little bit just to diversify their offense a little bit more, I think, in the second half, and I think that's going to be a big key for them.
Ace Hardware, keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week. Call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations in Pine Top, Overgard, and Show Low. Second half starts after this at Show Low Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
All right, you're clear. Hold on.
Let's do a minute.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Show Low Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Show Low Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Show Low Ford has the best deal. Show Low Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at showlowford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
10-7, Snowflake leading and set to kick it away to the Yellowjackets, being headlined by P.J. London, who is 4 for 13 for 50 yards, though he did have 2 what would have been big gain passes dropped. He's also rushed for 55 yards on 13 carries, though it ought to be noted his last 3 have gone for negative yardage. On the other side of it, Caden Cantrell is 6 for 13 for 108 yards. His favorite receiving target has been Mason McKinley, who has 75 yards on 6 carries. Taryn Green has the lone touchdown for the Lobos. His 23-yard score from in the second quarter gave him 54 yards on his 6 carries. Crockett, also with a 45-yard field goal to his credit, has it teed up and back ready to receive this. As this is the kickoff brought to you by Northland Pioneer College. When it comes time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. Puts a boot into this one. It's low and angling toward the sideline. Will be grabbed by Mitchell about the 12-yard line, then chips his way forward and is stopped at about the 25. Good job making something out of nothing there by Damon Mitchell. And let's see what adjustments were made here by the Yellowjackets, which started so strongly but then watches the offense stalled in the second quarter. Everybody already at the line. As everybody's bunched up at the line for the Yellowjackets, London poised to go under center. 3 backs behind him. Snowflake also crowding the line as there's a quick snap had by Mitchell as he tries to find some room going over the right of the line, but is stopped after just a 1-yard gain.
Well, Blue Ridge that time lines up with 3 in the backfield, which is a unique look we didn't see much in the first half, so they're definitely going to try to, and a much tighter set just overall, so it looks like they're going to try to establish a running game here.
Actually gained 2 there, as this time a big surge is going to take it out over the 30 and brought down at the 33. Romer there with the carry out all the way to the 34. Roman, I beg your pardon. 6 yards on that one to make it now 3rd down and 3. A little more customary formation from the shotgun is London. Short drop looking to the left. Has a man caught over the 40 is Kern as he's spun down after the Mount Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Again, a nice play by Brewage, just a quick out route to the wide out for a quick 5 yards to get the first down. That's a little bit of what we were talking about earlier, just shorten things up a little. Nice crisp running game on the first 2 plays and then a quick pass for the first down.
Fake the handoff, now pressured from behind as London's trying to let everybody get downfield. Now he's going to tuck it, but it's forced out of bounds after a pickup of 2. No, maybe 1. Green there with the stop. Kern there with his second reception on that 7-yard gain to get his total up to 22 yards. He might be the player to keep an eye on to really try to open things up, especially for London's footwork as he splits out wide now to the left. Man in the slot, 2 backs behind London who is under center. Handoff Marbello's met at the line. Looked like he was going to get a little bit more before he was brought down by McVicker.
Looks like Brimhall in on the tackle, along with Chase Irvian. Not much room there. Again, Snowflake up front doing a great job of sealing off those gaps to the inside with the linebackers behind.
Esparza and Kern wide left. 2 other men out on the near side. Mitchell is in the backfield as London takes the snap, initially looking to the right, now throws it over the top where it's caught. Had by Martinez as he's brought down from behind by he's down to the 20. You can hear the Blue Ridge sideline yelling horse collar, but there's a flag back at the Snowflake 47.
Well, great pass by London, finding the receiver, getting past the defenders. Part of the problem there for the Lobos is that they sent all their linebackers on the blitz. We're going to hear from the official here.
Go to the play on 1st down.
There was a hold on Snowflake, so a 37-yard pass is completed between London and Martinez. Take it down to the Lobo 20, 10-7. Snowflake leading, but Blue Ridge now firing on all cylinders as Mitchell finds some room going up the middle. Tripped up as he spins forward by Irving. Down to the 11 for a 9-yard gain. Second down and 1. Under center, and again going to Mitchell, trying the left side of the line. He's falling forward toward the 5. Has enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, and will set up 1st and goal.
And again, last 2 plays by Blue Ridge, just quick hit runs. That one a little bit to the outside, but they're doing a good job of finding gaps in that defensive front. Mitchell again off the left side, really close to the goal line on that carry.
That's good for a 4-yard gain. Mitchell on the last 3 plays has doubled his run total and again goes over the left of the line, is in the end zone for a touchdown, Blue Ridge.
And again, Blue Ridge with that entire possession to start this second half, really doing a rush. They're picking up the tempo with their offense and not allowing Snowflake much time to settle defensively. That's another change we've just that's really obvious to start the second half from what we saw in that first half from Blue Ridge.
Snowflake looked a couple of times like it was going to get the stop in the backfield, but credit P.J. London, who over the last quarter and couple of minutes has been taking a pounding, and he connects for 37 yards to Gunnar Martinez to really extend that drive, as now he's in for the extra point duties. The kick is away and good. 14-10, back in front go the Yellowjackets. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
P.J. London, who I hope is paid by the hour, is going to come out and do the kickoff duties after his 37-yard connection with Gunnar Martinez sets up 4 consecutive running plays for Damon Mitchell, who's good for 20 yards out on all 4 combined, to give the Yellowjackets their first lead of the second half. First score after their first possession went into the end zone. And Snowflake now forced to respond as you got 3 playmakers waiting for this London kick, as this one going toward an attempt by trying to find some blockers as he runs into a Cody Wallace at the 14, and another miscommunication. Snowflake Lobos, and a flag comes out late, and I believe one of the Lobos might have said the magic word.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think, it'd have been unsportsmanlike. The referee wasting no time to throw that flag. We'll hear soon what the call is, but Snowflake, not a good time. They're talking to the Blue Ridge bench here.
He's making a note, too.
Yeah, it will go against Blue Ridge.
Well, I apologize to Snowflake, especially the parents.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4, Blue Ridge. 15 yards to the end of the run. It's first down.
Now, I believe that a note of that is being made because you only get 2, right? So the unsportsmanlike flag being thrown against Reese Esparza, and what was going to be a drive starting on their own 15 is now with a lot of breathing room out to their own 30 as Cantrell drops back, looking to the near side where he's got Baum caught at the 40, and a great throw there by Cantrell. No, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Yeah. Well, the defender, number 5, Jacob Kern, was in stride with the receiver. Baum was obviously taller than Kern, able to reach the pass, but the referee saying he was out of bounds.
We were going to see a replay, but 8 minutes and 30 seconds. I thought that was a completed pass. Now as Cantrell is going to serpentine his way up the middle of the field and get stopped after a 6-yard gain. Muncie there.
Hey, big play here, let's go!
Third down and 4 after what looked like a big gain was pulled off of the board. The Lobos trying to respond after the Yellowjackets go length of the field as the handoff goes McKinley trying to find some space over the far side of the line. Gets stopped at the 40 and is going to be very close. I think they're saying move the chains. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. He needed 4. He got 4 yards and an inch. Seven minutes and 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. 14-10. The Lobos move the chains though they trail. Two men going out wide to the right, one of whom is Baum, Caleb Lyman, the other. I tell you what, watch for McKinley coming out of the backfield here, as he is right now on the left of Cantrell. Pressure being shown by Blue Ridge. Instead, Cantrell's going to keep it. Uses his running backs as blockers. Gets to the 45 and falls forward to the 46. A pickup of 6. Austin Slaughter there with the stop.
Well, that was a red play from the get-go for Cantrell, following his blockers to the outside. Just a wall of Lobos in front of him, and they're able to knock off about 6 yards, as you say.
I thought that they were going to run McKinley right into that blitz and try to throw through it, but that perhaps even more effective, as they're going to have the same formation with Baum and Lyman out on the far side of the field. 2nd and 4, handoff. Goes McKinley. He's got some space over the 50, still on his feet as he gets down to the 47, picks up 7, and another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Big hole for the Lobos that time. Up the middle, McKinley able to get through the line of scrimmage, no problem, and bust off a nice run for that first down. So Snowflake really putting their running game together here nicely to start this third quarter.
6 minutes, 15 seconds left in that third. Snowflake right now with an answer after the Blue Ridge Yellowjackets went more than 70 yards to score to start the second half. McKinley now swinging out wide to the left. They're going to fake the pass to him, and instead Cantrell's going to keep it, go over the 45, and spill down to the 43. Marbello there with the stop. Cantrell thought that he was being treated illegally, but no flags.
Again, a good open field tackle by Marbello to bring down Cantrell, who had turned upfield and was gaining ahead of steam, but just a great outstanding open field tackle.
2nd down and 6, as both of these drives have this one shaping in to an all-timer. Pistol formation getting ready with 3 receivers coming out wide to the left. That's Baum all alone on the right. Dropping back, Cantrell with time as he's looking to the left. Now he's going to tuck it, moving it over the 40 and then sliding down at the 35. Has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down, as Cantrell says to P.J. London, "You're not the only quarterback, sir."
Doing a great job when he does leave the pocket. That time a good run up the middle after seeing he can't get the ball out to any of his receivers. Finds a good open spot, enough to get the first down and keep this drive alive for the Lobos.
Scrimmage, the Yellowjackets 35, 14-10. Blue Ridge leading with Snowflake with the football. Cantrell winds up, throws a heater to Baum, who again cannot hang on. That one hit him directly in the hands. It's chilly out there. First time the Snowflakes had to play in this kind of, well, I guess what we could call inclement weather after having played in balmy Gilbert and then Thatcher.
Well, and Cantrell does put some heat on that ball. That's a tough ball to catch.
2nd down and 10 with the clock now stopped at 4:43. First time here on this drive that the Lobos are behind schedule, but their Green takes a swing pass, has that one along the far sideline, down to the 25 and upended at the 20. Gain of 15 and a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Well, and that's a good move by Gunner on the outside with the first defender coming up for Blue Ridge. He's able to put a move on him to get around him and knock off a nice gain down the sideline.
Play is stopped as there's a flag somewhere, I think on the Snowflake sideline, and this looks like it's another unsportsmanlike flag against the Yellowjackets.
Dead ball. Personal foul, or unsportsmanlike, number 66, Blue Ridge. It's his first unsportsmanlike of the game. It's a 1st and 10.
Herschel Gregg whistled for that one. So 30 yards, well, 25 yards on 15-yard flags. And this now a 1st and goal circumstance for the Lobos with 3 receivers ready to split wide to the left. Keep an eye on Baum, who's got single coverage, no safety help, as he's wind up wide to the right, but instead Cantrell's going to keep this one and gets decked in the backfield. Marbello there with the wood.
Marbello, not one of the bigger guys out there by any stretch, just lays out Cantrell on the sideline there. Cantrell having a tough time deciding on what to do with that pitch, but Marbello didn't have any problem knowing what he wanted to do with Cantrell on that play.
Cantrell using his running back as a lead blocker and is again stopped, this time by Marbello, who is able to stand up the much bigger Cantrell. Marbello, 5 feet 6 inches in platforms, 150 pounds, and he just took down the 6 foot 2 inch Cantrell with ease.
He's like a missile out there.
Put this one down at the 13, another loss, as the Yellowjackets do have the weapon in Crockett, but we're hoping for much more than a field goal try. First and goal as the handoff is faked. Cantrell now with the pocket moving up and will be brought down by Roman, who is going to get there after a short gain had by Cantrell. But what started first and goal after the unsportsmanlike flag, it is the Blue Ridge linebackers that rise to the occasion and do not provide Cantrell with any opportunities, who was rather surprisingly trying to do a lot of that with his leg.
Good pressure all around by the Jackets that time, mostly from the outside, just not letting Cantrell out to the outside. So they'll bring Crockett in, will the Lobos. We saw him kick a 40-something?
46-yarder.
Earlier, so this should be a chip shot for him.
40-yarder, I beg your pardon. This would be 30 as the snap is down. The kick is away, but wide left. So the Yellowjackets trying awfully hard to get in their own way. 2 unsportsmanlike flags. Snowflake had a drive start at the 30, stall at the 10, and a 30-yard field goal is not good. 14-10, the Yellowjackets hold on to the lead, and let's see, after that extensive drive by the Lobos, if that wrested any of the momentum away from the Yellowjacket offense. As London's coming out, remember the 37-yard pass that he had between himself and Gunnar Martinez. Martinez, I don't believe he's on the field right now. Marbello and Mitchell are in the backfield as London's going to use the shotgun. Man in the slot off on the far side of the line as London takes the shotgun snap, fakes the give to Mitchell, wants to set up the option to Marbello, but there is too many Lobos there, bringing him down shy of the line of scrimmage. McKinley was there, Rev Brimhall was there. But that was a true team effort there, first by forcing London to pull the first option back and then just gang tackling him on the second. Loss, well, no gain. Same formation now as the offset backs moving to the short side of the field. One-man split wide left as Marbello now moves to the left. Fake the handoff. Mitchell moving to the left as London pressured now as he's going to have to start moving to the right. Nearly tripped up as he moves it to the near sideline and forced out of bounds. Again, well shy of the line of scrimmage. A loss. Well, I guess he got all the way up to the 18, maybe the 19-yard line, so it's only a loss of 1. Where are you looking here if you're P.J. London on 3rd and long?
Well, they're definitely going to have to either – this might be a – we haven't seen any screens so much from Blue Ridge. This might be a place where they could try something like that. Otherwise, they've got a wide formation.
Got Kern wide left. That's the direction they're looking. Instead, it's going to be thrown underneath. But Snowflake reading it like a book. Esparza on the catch. 2-yard gain before he is cut down by Brimhall.
Great open field tackle. Camden Brimhall, who had responsibility on the receiver, able to bring him down as soon as he caught the ball. Just outstanding defensive play there by Brimhall.
Okay. Now, it's been a roller coaster here. Minute and 22 seconds left. Back to receive is Lyman and Stewart as a high snap is brought down by London. With a little bit of pressure, he sends this to Ward. Lyman has this one bounce off the shoulder pads. The ball's free, and the Yellowjackets think they got it. So does Snowflake. So we'll wait for somebody with authority to come in. No, it is Yellowjacket football.
Looked like Herschel Gray on the recovery for the Yellowjackets. And again, that was an attempted fair catch by the Lobos on the punt, and just was not able to pull it down. Caleb Lyman.
He had one go off his hands in the first half. And then I don't believe he was involved with the muffed kick that would have had them starting on their own 15. But it has been an adventurous kicking return situation for the Yellowjackets, and it looks like they're going to tack on 15 more.
The results of the play are first down, Blue Ridge. There's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike penalty on the head coach of Snowflake. 15 yards added to the end of the run. It'll be first down.
Well, the magic word was finally uttered. So move the line of scrimmage down to the 34-yard line. And Blue Ridge, which was set, now forced to stand up. I think Solomon is getting one final explanation / word in. Or is note being taken. That's going to get to be an awfully crowded note card here with still 13 minutes and change to play. London going under center and hands off Mitchell. Tries to slide out to the left, makes a man miss. Now he has some forward motion going over to the 30 and maybe all the way down to the 25. Looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain. Picks up 8.
Carter Solomon of the Lobos deep in the backfield to initially put contact on Mitchell, but credit Mitchell keeping those feet moving. Just a great slashing cut to get that gain.
Handoff Mitchell again, trying the left side. This time stopped, maybe shy of the yard marker. Does have a 1-yard gain, but sets up third and less than a yard.
And Mitchell again with the carry.
Payson Carden there with the stop. As Snowflake, which looked as if it was going to give itself an opportunity to take the lead, settles for a field goal, misses it, forces a 3-and-out, muffs a punt, and is now trying to preserve a 4-point deficit, as this is already well within P.J. London's range, as I think that they're just going to let this thing wind down. And there'll be 12 minutes remaining, and the Yellowjackets with a surprising 14-10 lead. Not surprising because of what had happened before this week, just because it seems as if the Lobos are not the ones who can't get out of their own way.
Well, credit Blue Ridge for answering quickly on their first possession to start the second half. That's always really big in terms of establishing, or I guess just gaining some momentum. And then Snowflake looked like they might be able to come back and answer too, but just fell a little bit short.
14-10 with 1 minute to play. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
When it's time to kick off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona. That's Northland Pioneer College. But first, Ron Everingham's on the sideline.
Yeah, thanks. Just a little bit of clarity on that unsportsmanlike on the Snowflake coaches. They did not like that Blue Ridge hadn't given the returner enough space to catch that ball. And our very own Camden Smith has that on camera, and you might want to check that out later. They did look pretty tight.
I will abstain from comment. As Mitchell trying to get up to the right side and bounced right along the line and stopped for no gain. Brimhall there with the stop. I
was going to mention Blue Ridge's return coverage was really good in terms of how quickly they got down the field, but
they should not have thrown a flag there. Right? Is Brimhall now trying the left side and will have the first down. I mean, he had at least a yard of space. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down moves the chains on the third fourth down conversion for the Yellowjackets. Now another handoff to Mitchell, who's again met at the line as he is stopped after a short gain of 2.
Interestingly, we talked at halftime about one of the keys for Blue Ridge is to diversify their offense a little bit more, maybe shorten things up. And we've seen in the second half so far, they're going to Mitchell much, much more than we saw him in that first half. He doesn't bust off big plays every every carry, but he's doing a good job so far for this Yellow Jacket offense.
Fake the handoff as London now trying to make two men miss in the backfield. Moves it to the right side, throws it toward the end zone. It's out of bounds and incomplete. Two flags come out. It looks like one of them is going to be a late hit on Snowflake.
On the sideline, looked like they pushed London out after the throw. But there were other flags to the interior of the field along the line of scrimmage as well.
One of them is resting amidst the Snowflake linebackers. So we will take a listen.
There are two penalties on the play. Ineligible receiver downfield by Blue Ridge, number 66. We have a personal foul, roughing the passer on Snowflake. The penalty is offset. We're going to replay second down.
So there was a new wrinkle with the play action. London, though, on something that we haven't seen an awful lot from the Yellowjackets, ran right into his running back, which might have disrupted a lot of that. Now, no, he's again going under center. As the handoff goes, Mitchell again trying the left side of the line. Uses his inertia to approach the 10. Picks up 5 yards and sets up third down and short.
Again, not a huge run for the Jackets, but an effective run in terms of chipping away with yardage.
So third down and 4. Offset eye as the handoff again goes Mitchell. This time trying the right side. He's through the second level and into the end zone for the touchdown. 11 yards out and a padded lead for the Yellowjackets.
Great run by Mitchell. He finds pressure right away at the line of scrimmage, as you mentioned, but just doing a great job of bouncing off tacklers. And then once he's cutting through to that second level, he made it home free, really untouched until he hit the end zone. But a good piece of running there by Mitchell.
I tell you what, we talk about the adjustments that you're looking for Blue Ridge to make. Not just emphasizing Mitchell, but forcing Snowflake to bring everybody closer and closer in there.
They're going with much tighter formations, not on every single play, but in general a tighter form, and they're rushing the tempo of their offense, which I think is also making a difference.
A huge turn of events after that punt was fumbled as London has the extra point up and good. We will recap a 21-10 Blue Ridge lead. Right after this, it's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Diemer's Glass in Lakeside. Diemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Diemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Snowflake with the football here with kickoff coming. Late coming off the field is David Ruiz, as this is really swung on a couple of different sequences. The first, the Lobos, after a second unsportsmanlike flag thrown against the Yellowjackets, had first and goal at the 10, ran in the wrong direction 3 times, and then missed a 30-yard field goal. Got the 3 and out to seem as if the momentum was still wearing a gray hat, but a fumbled punt and a controversial one that included a 15-yard flag. There is a conversation that seems to indicate that perhaps the rule says 3 yards are to be permitted to catch a punt. He had at least half of that. I think that was a frustration flag thrown after Lyman has had a hard time on a series of different punts tonight because of the hang that London is able to generate. As this one, hanging on the kickoff, is going to come back and be caught over the head by Lyman at the 10. He starts looking for some blockers as he moves to the 20. Still on his feet at the 25. Accelerates to the 30 and has pretty good field position, all factors considered. But the Yellowjackets with an 11-point lead, it means that this is a 2-score ball game. And Snowflake's had a hard time finding pay dirt. Had that field goal been converted, then you still got to get the 2-point conversion. So this is a long row to hoe, but this offense has shown in the second and third quarters anyway that they can generate yardage. Now they're going to have to turn it into points with 10 minutes and 1 second to play. Cantrell, who's thrown for 123 yards, has split back, standing on either side. 2 receivers lined up to the left of the line. Now taking another look at the sideline. The Lobos forcing a lot of movement now in the Blue Ridge secondary. But everybody gets set. Cantrell, this is taking a very long time. And I think that's got to be a delay of game eventually.
They're going to call a timeout.
A timeout will be taken.
Snowflake. It's their first one.
21-10, Blue Ridge leading with 10 minutes and 1 second left. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
(21-10). Snowflake now will have 2 timeouts remaining. We got a score with Round Valley leading Sholo 37-7. We saw them play St. John's and then lose by 2 points to Safford. I guess the takeaway there is Safford might be pretty good. Snowflake continuing to have to stare into the sideline. Got the backfield checking wristbands. They got the same formation that had originally lined up before a timeout needed to be taken. Shotgun snap had by Cantrell, looking downfield. Now he's going to be pressured, runs into his own lineman, and then is brought down.
That's a coverage sack there for the Yellowjackets. Cantrell had time. He was looking downfield, mostly to the left side of the field. Most of the receivers for the Lobos going deep, but credit that Blue Ridge defense all around, one with the coverage, and then the defensive front finally able to collapse to get that sack.
Trips going out to the left on 2nd and 10. Green is the lone man in the backfield, trying to service a block. Another set up a screen. Green's got this one, but not a lot of room to work with. He accelerates by 2 tacklers. Now he's at the 50. Picks up another block. He's at the 40, 30. One man to beat. He's at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Green. 70 yards on the score. No flags.
Great run by Green. Really kind of almost a screenplay there, but outstanding play calling with Blue Ridge at that pressure up front. Left a big space for Green to be able to run downfield. Gunnar Martinez for Blue Ridge trying to get a pursuit angle along that sideline, but credit Green with that speed to get the touchdown.
I tell you what, that was almost entirely Green. It looked like he was going to get stopped by 2 men after he had caught it, but ran right by them. He did pick up one block that I think was bomb deep in the secondary. But once he got in the open field, it was just heads up and go. Now they're trying the 2-point conversion. Cantrell's running to the right side, getting strung out toward the pylon. Is he stopped short? No, he is. So 21-16, the Lobos going for 2 with 9 minutes to play.
Well, a bold call by the coaches for Snowflake. They're going for 2.
Yellowjackets have a 5-point lead with 9 minutes and 12 seconds to play. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. And instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just 1 semester. It's incredibly crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
All right, we have Camden Smith on the sideline working a high-definition lens, and I want to retract my statement that was certainly probably
I thought you said it was
interference.
within 10 yards.
Yeah, well, he was
or 10 feet, I mean.
He was very close. He might have been too close to allow the Holy Ghost to get through here on the weekend. As this one taken at the 10-yard line by Mitchell, looking for some blocking help as he gets spun around and brought down at the 30. I don't know who was there to hit him, but it
Chase
was hard.
Irvian on the tackle, big hit.
And as he was spinning down, that ball started to come separated from the body. So every play now becoming increasingly huge.
Well, we talked about how big that possession for the Lobos was that they just scored on. And Blue Ridge, of course, ahead now 21-16 with 9 minutes left. This is going to be a big possession for the Yellowjackets.
I mean, if nothing else, if they could just chew some clock as they're starting on the 30. Man in motion going to the far side is Esparza. As the handoff goes, Mitchell makes a man miss in the backfield. Now he's into the second level at the 40. Still on his feet to the 45, and a shoestring tackle is going to stop him at the 46 as Rev Brimhall prevented the score.
And that's what you call a shoestring tackle, folks. Literally a shoestring tackle on Mitchell, who had he not been tripped up, he had Green in front of him.
1st and 10 after the Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down. Out to the Blue Ridge 46. Handoff again, Mitchell trying the left side of the line, but this time brought down for very little. No, actually, might have 3 yards, but a flag was thrown. And I have felt like the edge on the Blue Ridge line has been given an awful lot of latitude as far as the holds go, and I think that might have just run out.
Flag on the play.
We'll get the call here.
Holding. Number 63, Blue Ridge. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Replay first down.
So instead of 2nd down and 6, facing 1st down and 20, all the way back at the 40-yard line to the 39. Bunched up at the line again. Man in motion is Esparza coming to the near side. Split backs go Mitchell as they try the right, but he is bottled up 1 yard on the game.
Just again, really no room. I mean, you have the line surge of Blue Ridge, but that's going up against the big side of that Snowflake defense, who just really did a good job of just building a wall there. Really no room for the runner to go.
2nd down and 15. I guess that spot foul was not quite at the line of scrimmage on the hold. No, that can't be right. It's 2nd and 19. They just have not properly updated the scoreboard, as the line of scrimmage is not the 46, but it is the 40. And now a timeout seems to be taken by the Yellowjackets. 21-16 they lead with 7:31 to go. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose MPC because it offers good quality education. Ultimately, I want to be a nurse anesthetist. This is the start to that path. The instructors want you to succeed, which is really helpful. I've learned a lot so far in just one semester. It's incredibly crazy how much I've learned. Northland Pioneer College is transforming my life by helping me achieve my goals in my career.
.7:31 to go. Both teams now with 2 timeouts remaining. 21-16, the Yellowjackets lead. Calling this timeout on 2nd down and about 19. Going to bring more wide receivers to the line of scrimmage, but Mitchell has been the workhorse here over the last about 10 minutes of game time. And he's in the pistol formation behind London, who is working from the shotgun. Short drop, looking to the left, throwing in this direction, nearly intercepted, but knocked away, intended for Kern. That pass was well over the head of Kern. 5 feet 6 inches of Kern, and a flag is in the backfield.
Rice and Stewart on the coverage there for the Lobos. Good coverage by him on Kern.
Continuing
right
in the
here,
wrong direction.
Spence. Right here's the spot. So we're going 10 from the spot. 10 from the spot because it's behind the line of scrimmage. Holding, number 56, Blue Ridge. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay the down.
Man.
So this now is 2nd down and a lot, to quote Jay-Z. I think this is second and 30.
What are they doing? We're having a. I think Snowflake was wanting to decline the penalty.
To make it 3rd down and 20. That makes a lot of sense.
I think that's what the conversation is on the sideline there between the coach and the line judge and now the official.
That's it. Nitpick, but the longer they talk, the chillier it gets.
Yes, it's getting chilly.
So they're gonna roll with it. 2nd down and 30. Fake the handoff. London moving to the left, trying to set up a screen. Had by Mitchell, but he stumbles as the pass was a little bit behind him. He's able to get his hands on it and gain 4. That gets London to the century mark.
Yeah, that screen well read by the Lobo defense. Payson Carden initially was putting the attack or the angle on PJ, but he cuts loose of that quickly to get to the screen back, Mitchell.
I think this is 3rd and 25. Trips right. Kern, the lone man on the left. Snowflake showing pressure off this right edge. He's going to move that pocket in the opposite direction now as he's going to unload, throw this one deep and no, it's incomplete. It looked as if a couple of different Lobos were drawing a beat on that one, but it just kind of fell between them. So Snowflake picks up a couple of big breaks. Lyman still out to do some returning.
Holding. Number 68, Blue. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
So Lyman is back with Rice and Stewart. Stewart, who intercepted the final play to seal the win, has this one nearly blocked and angling towards Stewart, and it's out of bounds off the side of London's foot. And will be spotted all the way up to the 45-yard line of the Lobos, who trail 21-16, 6:37 to go. Good field position, needing to get into the end zone to try to remain undefeated. Last play was a 70-yard screen pass, had to Green. Late coming off the sideline is Cantrell. He's thrown now for 193 yards. That includes that 70-yard screen. As they come to the line of scrimmage with Baum and Lyman going wide to the left, split backs, Cantrell in the middle. Got a tight end on the line as well as the snap is had. Give it up to McKinley, who nearly runs through, gets over to midfield marker, is stopped by Mitchell after a 6-yard gain, but that was awfully close to going the distance.
McKinley with the carry, stopped by
2nd down and a short 5. Same formation. McKinley on the left, Green on the right. Cantrell from the shotgun. Has a low snap. It's picked up by McKinley as he runs up the middle of the field. Has a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down all the way down to the 40 after it looked as if that was going to be fumbled. Good heavens.
Well, a great piece of running by McKinley, as you say, picking up that snap and then just finding a nice hole just to the left side of the center and able to bust off a really good gain. They're in Blue Ridge territory now with 5:40 left in the football game.
Handoff, Green tries the left side of the line, stopped after 3 yards. There's 3 products of the University of Arizona in this booth, and I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that by pointing out that Rich Rodriguez would find a way to make a play out of that fumbled snap. Green with 57 yards now off 7 carries. Snowflake now trying to slow it down a little bit, trailing 21-16. Ball all the way down to the Blue Ridge 37. High snap this time brought down by Cantrell, trying to ride in the line, but it's again going to be stood up.
Herschel Gregg looks like on the tackle there.
Herschel Gregg getting the stop to set up now 3rd down and 7. Third and long, and last couple of weeks, it has put the Lobos in the pistol. 4 minutes and 38 seconds left, and 5 points separating these two teams. Shotgun snap now as Cantrell flush to the left. Looking upfield as he throws this one behind a wide open McKinley.
He had McKinley open and just not able to hit him, throwing it behind him. McKinley had to rotate his shoulders against his momentum, obviously, as he's heading towards the sideline. Just did not have a chance of pulling that in. So a big play here for Snowflake, 4th and about 7.
Lobos do have 2 timeouts, but if they are not successful in moving the chains here, it's not going to leave them with a lot of time. Trips going to the left, McKinley's in the slot. Noah Baum, the lone man on the right. Shotgun snap had by Cantrell, looking to the left. Now with time, he could tuck this one if he wanted. Now he's going to wind up and throw it over the middle where it's caught. First down had. That's Lyman who's going to have this one spun down toward the 10-yard line. Lyman, who was the GOAT, with a little bit of redemption on a 25-yard reception.
Lyman just cutting across the grain, beating the linebacker across the middle, and credit Cantrell for finding him open for a big, huge gain.
1st and 10, just outside the 10. Clock running under 4 minutes, 21-16. The Lobos have been in this circumstance in the second half, came away with no points. Split backs again surrounding Cantrell with 2 receivers wide left. Handoff goes Green as he tries to get some move up
nice
the middle,
run.
and he's forced toward the goal line inside the 5. Looks like he'll be stopped after a 6-yard gain.
And the last 3 or 4 yards of that carry was Green carrying about 3 defenders from Blue Ridge. Just a great job by him. Outstanding effort.
I don't know if he had a clean give. Also, I thought that might have been fumbled for a minute there, but holding on to it, setting up now 2nd down and 4. The Lobos allowing the clock to run. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. This is as deliberate as we've seen the Lobo offense as they trail 5. Same formation with 2 receivers split wide left. Handoff. No, it's a keeper as Cantrell's running it to the right side, diving toward the goal line. He's in the end zone for the score. Touchdown Snowflake, who's back in front.
Big possession there for the Lobos. Just being patient. They had about 6 minutes left on the clock to start that drive, and we're going to end up here with just over, 2 minutes, 50 seconds after the score.
Snowflake.
But needless to say, just an outstanding and a huge, huge drive for the Lobos to put them up here, 22-21.
So now they're going for 2 to try to make this one a full 3-point ball game. We have seen P.J. London with leg enough. Say 45. Would you put it around there?
45?
45 yards out? I mean, he's got leg enough.
Oh, he's got both of these kickers tonight. Crockett for Snowflake as well, a great leg. So,
I mean, that is a high leverage 45-yard field goal. So to say that just because he can get it to the crossbar is not to say that it's going to be a slam dunk, of course, but trying to make that requisite to tie. The last time the Lobos were in this situation, they ran the play that was just successful from 5 yards out. So what do you dial up? They got Green, who has been very, very productive with limited touches, 63 yards on 8 carries. It looks like they're going to use the same formation. Green's going to be on the right, McKinley on the left, 2 receivers split wide left. Hand up, nope. Cantrell's just going to try to go up the middle, and he is bottled up by 4 Yellowjackets, especially Brian Cox.
Yeah, he was not decisive enough, in my opinion. He was trying to pitter-patter, dance around at the line of scrimmage. You just got to barrel down and go, but Blue Ridge plugs it up right up the middle to deny the conversion.
2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Back in front go the Lobos. It's 22-21, Snowflake leading in Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
When you think glass, think Diemer's Glass in Lakeside. Diemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Diemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Mitchell is standing as one of the upmen on the near side at his 15. I would imagine that Crockett is going to try to angle this one to his left, where Esparza is lurking. You probably don't want to give Kern or Mitchell a chance here with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, leading 22-21, now having scored 12 straight are the Lobos. Crockett
ready to kick off.
has this teed up at the 40. And let's see in which direction he tries as he hits this one dead center and right at Kern. Got some room as he waits for the blockers to set up. He's at the 20 and gets wrapped up at the 24.
Well, part of the problem is two of the Blue Ridge players trip up each other and end up tripping up Kern when they're trying to build that wedge. Really didn't give Kern any room to maneuver.
Now, when Blue Ridge's offense has been operating at peak efficiency here in the second half, they've been bunching it up and going with a power formation, but with just 2 minutes and 44 seconds left, it doesn't look as if that's going to be in the cards as they fake the handoff, looking to the right, thrown and had by Esparza, but he is brought down for a short gain. Does get out of bounds, though. The clock is running. Should the clock be running? 2 yards gained, and I guess he did not get out of bounds. Now the official is...
How could he not get out of bounds?
I thought he was pushed out of bounds myself. So they eventually stopped the clock, but don't put any time back. That might have cost the Yellowjackets 7 or 8 seconds. Now it's second down and long, and a flag is thrown as they're trying to set up a wide receiver screen to Kern. And it looks like a procedure flag has been thrown against the Yellowjackets. The Yellowjackets have...
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 63. Replay second down.
Being their own worst enemy. Remember all the holding flags on the previous possession. Now that cost 5 yards, make it second and 13. Shotgun snap had, trying to again fake the screen. Now London's going to have to run with it. Try to drop this off, has Kern at the 30. Along the near sideline, he gets out of bounds at the 40. Credit PJ London for extending that play. Has enough for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Well, not only for extending the play, but after he tucks it to make it look like he's going to run to the sideline, he still finds the receiver, Kern, open on the sideline with a nice pass.
Low snap had by London, now looking left, right, back to the left, in trouble, and throws this one out of bounds. You can hear somebody on the Snowflake sideline insist that was intentional grounding. I don't know if he got out of the tackle box. The officials are not even taking a peek, so that might explain that. 2 minutes and 9 seconds, 22-21. Blue Ridge trailing, though, having had one big play on this drive already. Short drop had by London, throws it over the middle where it's grabbed over midfield, down to the 45 of Snowflake. That's Martinez, who has another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass first down.
Big first down there.
Got a holding call against the Yellowjackets coming back.
Well, never mind.
Holding, number 68.
They're calling 68.
That's been the number that's been
Michael
frequently.
Lupi on the holding, one of the interior linemen for Blue Ridge.
Try to see where he's lining up. It looks like he's on the right
right
of the
guard.
line and having to deal with Abe Ruiz. So make it 1st and 20, 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. Instead of a first down into Snowflake territory, London takes the snap, calls his own number, runs toward the right side, and is stopped over the 30. They do have 2 timeouts, so you can go ahead and take that shot, but maybe not again. 2nd down and 15, and Snowflake, I think, has to take a timeout as they were trying to get players in when Blue Ridge hadn't substituted anybody.
Final timeout.
So that is one of the benefits of running a no-huddle offense. If the offense doesn't huddle or send a sub in, the umpire is not going to stand over the ball and allow the defense to do it. You got to do it at your own peril. And Snowflake rolled the dice. We're nearly going to have too many men on the field. So now they have to take the timeout where they will have just 1, but right now in the driver's seat with a 1-point lead and just 1 minute and 46 seconds left. That, I believe, was the first positive yardage gained by London here in the second half, though it ought to be noted that they've been going more toward Mitchell on the ground game. So 3rd and 17 with 1 minute and 46 seconds left. 2 receivers on either side of the line as London drops back with time, starts to run out, now trying to make some men miss. Coming to the near side as he is again looking downfield, nearly wrapped up and will be brought down at the sideline.
Well, London's keeping his eyes downfield the whole time, but just one defender after another taking shots at him, and finally, I couldn't pick up the number, but one of the outside defenders for Snowflake able to finally drag him down after a big loss. And again, that was 3rd down and 17 on that play for Blue Ridge, so they're really going to be in a hole here with 1:30 left in the football game.
The scoreboard's still showing 4th and 17, but I think that was for some lost yards as they get the ball lined up at the 25. So it'll actually be 4th and 25. There they just changed it. 4th and 25 with 90 seconds left.
Well, you're looking obviously, for the first down and get out of bounds. Of course, Snowflake, I'll be curious to see what Snowflake does defensively here, whether they put pressure on with some linebackers, which I would not be surprised to see them blitz here.
A lot of the conversation here in the booth has been, why doesn't the Yellowjackets try to set up a screen? This might be an opportunity for as much, as there's not going to be anybody in the backfield, so not necessarily so, as London with
They're
time
just going
allowing
with a
everybody to
4-man
run out there,
rush,
and he's
or
going
the
to be brought.
Lobos.
No, he spins away from it. He still is on his feet, but then throws this one out and out of bounds, incomplete, and that should do it.
That was with a 4-man rush from the Lobos. They're still able to get in on London, where he just was not able to get off a pass.
I think that the player of the game here for the Lobos, as much as it was last week, it's just superior depth. For the second time in as many weeks, they're just ground down their opponents. They wore out Thatcher, and I think that the offensive front here for the Yellowjackets just did not have a full 48 in the tank. Cantrell is going to come out and one would assume get into that victory formation from the shotgun. Lyman, who is the hero of that last drive on 3rd and long, took a 25-yard pass and is going to set up in the backfield. Oh, there's a little bit of extracurriculars, but at this point I think that everybody involved is just looking for a clear path. As Snowflake takes the knee the first time. Blue Ridge does have one more timeout, I believe, as the clock's not running, but now it goes. 1 minute and 15 seconds. Clock now at 1 minute to go as the Lobos have again scored 12 straight after it looked as if they were doing everything in their power to try to make sure that it would be the Yellowjackets that would remain undefeated. But talking about Lyman, who's set up in front of his quarterback after he fumbled that pass, it's always nice to see the young person come back with a big play. As the snap is again downed, and the big Snowflake crowd is up on their feet, but I think the Yellowjackets just used their last timeout.
They're going to put 3 back on the clock, 33.
I mean, using the shotgun snap, there's a lot of things that can go wrong here. It's cold, so, I mean, I can understand why you got the timeout. You might as well use it, make them execute.
Yep.
As most on the far sideline thought that this was ready to go in the books. As it stands, the Lobos have a 2-point win, a 3-point win last week, I believe, and this one, 1. As they have 33.3 seconds left. Make a wish. And a 1-point game here with Blue Ridge incapable of doing anything to stop the clock. Cantrell from the shotgun and again takes the knee. And that ought to do it. (22-21), Snowflake goes on the road and picks up another win to run its record to 3-0. The Yellowjackets, they just did not have that one stop. As we will set up all of our superlatives right after this. 22-21, the Lobos win. It's high school football, Show the Ford's presentation thereof on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who are you asking about, Ron?
I got this. Don't take time out of your busy day. Let Mountain Mobile Auto Glass come to you. All our technicians are certified by the National Auto Glass Safety Council. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass will give you $50 cash, free movie passes, and free dinner.
536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
All right, 22-21 is the final. Snowflake wins after falling down 21-10. As we're going to go through this pivotal sequence that looked as if this was going to pave the way for a Blue Ridge win. The Yellowjackets have Snowflake at first and goal on the 10, forced them into negative yardage, missed field goal. Snowflake still felt like it had some momentum, but instead it is the Yellowjackets that are going to take that the distance and make it a 21-10 ball game. No, I beg your pardon. The Lobos get the 3 and out, forced a punt that led to the fumble by Lyman, the 15-yard flag on the Snowflake sideline. Then they run up to score the 21-10, and it seems as if it is, in fact, Blue Ridge that is riding the big wave of momentum. But that takes us to the Beeler Orthodontics straight-line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, lift a smile, love your smile. I believe it was 2nd down and 7. And Taryn Green, who had only one pass prior to that, has a screen set up. It looks as if it's going to work relatively nicely. There's no blockers downfield. He was going to have to make this happen on his own, and he makes 2 men miss and then goes on a 70-yard sprint, picks up 1 block in the secondary to make it then a 21-16 ball game. The Lobos go for 2, but that one, and it was all Taryn Green. We talked about it at the time. It was not necessarily that the pass didn't help him out or anything like that. It's just that he had to make a play, and the senior did it.
Yeah, well, it was a good play call, number one, by the Snowflake coaches. But as you said, you know, when you see that thing develop, it was clear that once he was able to get through that initial couple of defenders, he just really blew through that defense. And didn't break the back necessarily of Blue Ridge because they kept battling, but that was a big blow and certainly gave the Lobos a lot of momentum they desperately needed to get this victory tonight.
So that is the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. The Diemer's glass shattering hit of the game. I don't know if we can necessarily choose just one. We just got to highlight the job that the Snowflake defensive front did in putting P.J. London on the move.
Yeah, and there was a lot of contact at the line of scrimmage tonight, and we saw some big hits between backs and linemen and backers all. And like you said, there were several plays, and that's you would come to expect that with two teams like this that like to use the running game to establish their offense. Both teams are certainly in that camp, so yeah, it is difficult to pick one out, but just overall. Great defensive line play by the Lobos tonight. Blue Ridge did a good job as well. I think you're right, though. Just as the game wore on, they just kind of ran out of gas.
So that is going to be the collective glass shattering of the game. Diemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Diemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. Tough way to try to determine who a player of the game may be, as you have Cantrell, who threw for 218 yards and had a touchdown pass that, again, was mostly Taryn Green. I think that if we're just looking at touchdown totals, it's got to be the two touchdowns from Taryn Green and make him, in all likelihood, the player of the game. But really for the Lobos, there were many, many players that had an impact. Think back to the first half. Even though he didn't have any receptions in the second half, Mason McKinley with 6 catches for 75 yards, he really jump-started the offense.
Well, and he came up with some big plays to really help boost that offense when they needed it as well. Taryn Green, the other thing, I think going for him is he defensively had a really good game tonight, I felt. Green, especially in his reads, trying to maintain or contain London. When PJ decided to leave the pocket, Green was pretty consistently on track, step for step with London whenever that would happen. So that's another dimension to tonight's football game where I felt he was really outstanding.
I think Ron Everingham is trying to grab Caden Cantrell and Taryn Green, and he's got him. So let's take
Not yet.
Oh, no, I guess he does not quite have it. All right. We got Ron Everingham, and he is joined by Taryn Green and Caden Cantrell. Take it, Ron.
Yeah, down here with Taryn Green and Caden Cantrell. Great game, guys. What's it feel like to come in here and lead your team as a junior here on the Blue Ridge field to a victory?
Oh, it's speechless after everything. That's all I can say. I'm speechless. It's just so thankful to play with this group of seniors and just my team right here. Didn't want anybody else but them.
Okay, and I did notice, I think I noticed you over here on the sideline saying a little prayer there at the end. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. I've probably prayed good 6 to 10 times.
Okay, I don't think you're the only one. Walk us through that such a great game. Walk us through that screen play, that 70-yard touchdown run that you had. What did it take to pull that one off, or just walk us through it?
When they called that play, I was a little worried, and when I saw them shoot past, I just knew. I was like, this is going. I caught it, and I saw the open field, and I was like, I'm not getting caught, and I just ran as fast as I could.
Okay, so, well, I think a lot of people coming in with P.J. London on the other side would have said that, would have been a shootout, but you guys, your defense really came to play, and you guys outscored them. Your offense, can't say enough about your offense. So why don't you talk a little bit about your line?
Oh, my offensive line, best in 3A, hands down. They gave me so much time, and I probably had 10 seconds, and I stood there, we made the pass, and we converted on the 4th down. They're best, hands down.
All right, guys. Well, congratulations. Way to come here and get the victory, and it's back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Ron, and thank you, Caden Cantrell and Taryn Green. Pretty big claim there by Cantrell. Best line in 3A. What do you think?
Well, when you think about the guys that are protecting you week after week, I'd probably give them props too. And they did a good job.
Yes.
I mean, they definitely did a good job.
And again, factor in just wearing down first Thatcher's gritty front, this Blue Ridge front, both of these guys probably playing both ways, all of them, I should say, and that these Lobos are able to use their size and just wear people down. I think that they might be onto something there.
Yep.
Well, that's all we got. 22-21 is the final here at Blue Ridge. Snowflake remaining undefeated at 3-0. Thank you so much for spending some of your weekend. Thank you for Punt and everybody in the truck. I'm Derek Palmer. We will talk to you next week.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Diemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Summit Regional Medical Center, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, and Little Blue Bird Studios. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 106.7 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 106.7 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.